Hey everyone, this is Kelly Acheson coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. And today I am going to show you how to make this adorable candy kiss holder for your gift card giving. Hop on over to my blog at astampabove.com. You're going to find this project featured on there with the video on November 20th. If you leave a comment on my blog, I will be doing a drawing on Thanksgiving Day, and I will be mailing one of these to somebody. Now, it will come to you flat. You'll have to get your own kisses, but you're still going to have it, and it is absolutely adorable. So, are you ready to see how easy this is to make? Let's get started. First of all, we're going to start with a piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock that is cut at 9 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then I use my Simply Scored scoring tool, and I scored this at 2 3/4, 5 1/4, 6 1/4, 7 1/4, 8 1/4, and 9 1/4. Then I turned it this way and I scored it again at 1 inch and 5 3/4. I will have all these measurements on my blog at astampabove.com. So if you pop on over there on November 20th, you'll be able to see the blog post that has all of the score lines and dimensions for this project. So once we have that done, we're going to come in with our paper snips and we're going to cut off some of these little tabs. So you're going to cut off this little tiny one here on both ends. Okay, and then we're going to cut off these two longer panels. You're going to cut off both sides on that, and then you're going to snip all of the score lines on these short 1 inch panels. So this is what your piece is going to look like. Okay, so we've cut these two off, we've cut these two long ones off. Now, the next thing I want you to do, and this is very important, is to make sure that you have good creases for your score lines. So I'm going to take and fold over each piece at the score line and hit it with my bone folder. And one of the score lines you don't need to fold over, and that is this top one at the very top of this little 1 inch panel. You don't need to fold that over, but you do need to do this big panel. And if you do end up folding it over, don't panic, it's not a big deal. Okay, so I just want to show you with a dry fit, this is how your little box goes. This gets tucked in, it overlaps a little bit, that's where your gift card holder goes. And everything else just folds right up like that. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to punch out the panels so you can see our little kisses in there. And I'm using the washi tape punch. This is a fun one from Stampin' Up. You're going to fold over this 1/2 inch little tab and push it all the way in. Well, maybe if you can get it in there. Okay, we're good. And now you're going to center it in this panel right here. So I'm centering it this way and I'm centering it this way. So I'm just going to punch that out. And then you're going to move it down so that the edge of your punch is lined up with the edge of your score line here. So I'm going to adjust that first, and now I'm going to look and make sure that this is punching in a straight line here. And that looks pretty good. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Line up your punch with your score line on these little flaps. And then match it up with your punch here. And there we go. Okay. Good deal. All right, the next thing I'm going to do, and I should have done this before, is just to make sure I have a good score line on these. So I'm going to hit them with my bone folder again. There we go. All right, I'm going to stamp everything now. And I chose the Flurry of Wishes stamp set to stamp my little snowflake background. And And I've also chosen matching Bermuda Bay ink. So I'm just going to stamp this all over. And move your stamp around. You want it to not look perfectly uniform here. I love this look. It's just tone on tone. Maybe one more right in here. So I'm going to stamp my words on this little panel that is 2 1/8 by 4 3/8. And the Let It Snow is coming from the Snow Place stamp set. Oh my gosh, this is a fun little stamp set. You can do so much with it. And it comes with, you can get matching framelits. There's 12 different framelits in here to go with it. And I'm using the Let It Snow. And you see here, the Let It Snow is one greeting. And what I did is I took it and I cut it apart so that I could stack it on top of each other. That's the nice thing about having these photopolymer or clear mount stamps is you can cut them apart like this if you want to. And I wanted to. So there we go with our Let It Snow. Now we're going to come in and stamp our little cute little penguin guy. And I am using a piercing mat covered with paper here. That stamps so much better with the photopolymer stamps. I highly recommend it. I'm going to use a pumpkin pie marker and color in the little nose on my penguin and his cute little feet. Gotta have orange feet and orange nose. And then another thing that I did is I stamped out the little scarf and I cut it out with the framelits and I put some dimensionals on the back. And I'm going to put that right here on the front to dress up my penguin a little bit, makes him look really festive. Cute as that. Love it. And we're going to mount this on the front of our panel here. And I like to use liquid glue. You can use your tape adhesive, snail adhesive, whatever trips your trigger. This is my choice. I like it because if it's not perfectly straight when I put it down, I've got a lot of wiggle room. And notice that I used a very little bit of glue. You don't want glue squishing out all over. It takes longer to dry. Got a 1-inch circle punch here. And I'm just going to come in and I'm going to punch out about half of it. This is so that our the receiver of our gift card holder can pull the gift card out and actually sees that it's in there, because that's pretty important too. So once I have that done, I have taken, we made these at my stamp camp and I modified this a little bit. We just had a little panel that we glued in here. It didn't like to stick because this window is so big on here. We had a hard time getting our window sheet to stick in that window. So I modified this. I took a piece of our window sheets and I cut it 4 5/8 by 2 inches, and then I scored it at 1/4 inch on each side. So you can see I have kind of like a little trough looking thing here. That's a good word for it. And I want that to go right in here in my window. So I'm just going to kind of set it in there, make sure that it fits, and it does. And I'm going to use a little snail adhesive, and I'm going to put that on both sides of my window. And you guys who made this at Stamp Camp, you're going to find this works a lot better. Set this right down in there. And fold this right up and make sure that it's fitting, and it is. Okay. And I think that that's going to work out a lot better. It's going to keep that window sheet in there. Okay. Now, we're going to need some glue on this panel that I'm folding down. Glue on the edge over here. You don't need glue anyplace else. And we want to make sure that we're leaving this part open. That's where our gift card slides in. Here we go. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue here. And we're just going to fold that right over so it makes a little container. I'm going to hold this in place for a little bit. tab back out of there. There we go. Okay. Isn't that adorable? Super duper easy. All right, let's make sure that our gift card slides in there nicely. And it does. Well, that'd be nice for Christmas, huh? 150 bucks. Yeah, believe me, I'm not that generous. And I'm going to put some tape or some glue on the end of my tabs here, just to hold them together. And if you need to trim these off a little bit, I see this one's kind of sticking out a little long. I'm just going to cut a little bit off of that, just a sliver to make it go in there nicely. Hold that for a second. And then here's another little modification I made. I took a piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock and I made a little like holder for my kisses. This is 7/8 inch wide by 4 5/8. And I took and put mini glue dots on the bottom of all my kisses because I don't want them falling over in there. I need this to present as adorable as it can, right? So I just put a mini glue dot on the bottom of my kisses and I sat them down on this little panel. And this slides right in here. Your kisses will not fall over, right? But they're still going to be easily removable so somebody can eat them. This tab I did not glue shut. I just kind of folded it down. And then you're going to take some of our beautiful glitter ribbon, the white glitter ribbon. And I already have this one from another box that I made. I'm not going to tie a bow in front of you. I'm just not that brave today. I could have rocked that bow, but I'll save you some time. So there we go. Next thing, I wanted one more thing on this, and this is just another little modification that I made. And I took a piece of cardstock that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and this just fits on the back of my kiss box. And I'm going to stamp up the Merry Christmas from the Snow Place stamp set. And then I'm going to give it a couple little snowflakes here from the Flurry of Wishes just to dress it up a little bit. I always like to decorate the inside of my cards, so this is kind of like that even though it's the back. We're going to throw some glue on here. And this is where I can write on my gift card holder also. So it's kind of a nice little extra thing on the back. There we go. Take your gift cards from drab to fab with something like this. And then the last thing we're going to do is I wanted one more little embellishment on the front of my gift card holder. So I decided to use this snowflake set, and I want one, whoops, that didn't stamp very good. I wanted one little snowflake. Holy cow, we're going crazy here. There's a matching punch that goes with the Flurry of Wishes, and I'm just going to use that and punch out my little snowflake. And this is all symmetrical. Is that the word I'm looking for? I think so. So you don't have to mess around with it too much to get it in place to punch out your snowflake. And I need a dimensional. We got a brand new sheet here, breaking out a brand new sheet. And we're going to put that on the back. And here we go. Here's a cute little snowflake. That's the perfect embellishment that I needed to add that little extra something. So thanks for stamping with me today. I hope you enjoyed this little box. I hope you make a lot of them for your holiday gift giving. And please do feel free to take pictures and send them to me. I love to see what everybody's making with these ideas. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be happy to earn your business. Hop on over to my blog, astampabove.com. You can also email me at kelly@astampabove.com. Have a great day.